You ever been producing one result in life and you want to produce a radically different result in life and you had a challenge doing it? Mm-hmm. So I want to show you something that ideally is going to open you up to just really make quick, fast changes in your life and let go of things. Okay, so when you want to produce a result in life, whatever that result is, name a couple of results real quick you want to produce. Anybody? Anyone? Anyone?
More money.
More money. Financial independence. Make $1 million. Lose weight. Anything, right? What directly produces the results that you get in life? What directly produces your results?
Mindset.
Close, not mindset. 5 birds are sitting on the wire. 4 birds get the mindset to leave, and they choose to leave. How many birds are on the wire? 5 birds. Choosing it is radically different than doing it. So what directly results in the results? What directly produces your results? Your actions. It's your actions. Now, most people in life, they're capable of producing the results they want, but maybe they don't know what to do. So what tells you what actions to take? This is where you go to mindset, right? So your beliefs. So I'll put blue for beliefs. And I put these the same color because action directly produces results. I mean, frankly, if we could turn your brain off and you just took the actions you needed to take, you'd have all the stuff you want, right? But then you need to learn. So what do we call this right here? The beliefs or the mindset, the thoughts and the actions. There's a certain phrase we use, a certain kind of book or a certain kind of seminar. When people want to learn to produce a new result, typically they go get an education on what to do to produce the new result. So we call this how-to. This is the world of the how-tos. Now, how-tos can work, but how many how-to books are there in the bookstore? Zillions. How many books are there about relationships? Zillions. How many books are there about weight loss? Zillions. So Brian Clemmer wrote this great book called If How-Tos Were Enough, We'd All Be Skinny, Rich, and Happy. Because the how-tos aren't enough. And here's a question for you. How many of you really are capable of producing, like physically, this human being, this shell that you have, physically is capable of producing the results you want? All of us, right? You're capable of making the money or having the relationship or the body you want. So it has nothing to do with your capacities, actions. So then, beliefs. How many of you, be honest, you really know what you need to do? You know what you need to do to lose weight or make money or whatever. You just don't seem to do it. So knowing what to do isn't even the problem. So what's the challenge? If it's not the actions and it's beliefs, then what else is affecting the show? And here's what I maintain it is. For most people, it's their emotional state. How is your day when you wake up miserable and cranky, or something happens and you just get miserable and cranky? And you're like, rah! How are your thoughts? Terrible. Rah! And then how are your actions? Rah! And then how are your results? Rah! And then when you look at these results, it reinforces. And then how do you feel based on those horrible results? Worse. And then it spirals down. Does this make sense? So it's your emotional state. For most Americans, for most human beings, their emotional state guides their life and guides their results. Because how's your day when you wake up feeling great or something happens, you get great news? How's your emotional state? Woohoo! How are your thoughts? I could do anything. And then what do you do that day? Whatever. And if you take more actions, you'll get more results. So typically, your emotional state guides the results you have. And then when you see these good results, you feel better, and it keeps spiraling up. Is this making sense so far, you guys? So here's what I realized. And I've heard this other phrase before. Have you ever heard that intention plus mechanism equals result? Intention plus mechanism equals result. Anybody heard this before? Okay, if result is 100%, like whatever the result is, making $1 million, how much of it is intention and how much is mechanism? 100% what? So intention is what you intend to do. Mechanism is the way you do it or what you do. So it's like, how much is your intention to make $1 million and how much is the system or the method you use to make the $1 million? What do you think? Well, just throw out some numbers. 50-50, 70-30, 90-10, 10-90. 90% intention?
No, 10% intention.
10% intention, 90% mechanism. I think the other one, I think 70-30. 70-30. See, it's always going to equal 100%, right? What else? You got a guess?
I'd have to say 95% mechanism.
So that's 5% intention, 95% mechanism equals 100%. So let me give you an off-the-wall example. Let's suppose the result we want is to shoot a basket, like a basketball basket. So that's a basket, like with a basketball, will be our 100% result, right? How many different ways can we shoot the basketball through the hoop? Zillion. Could you say there's infinite? So let's suppose we had said it's a 100% mechanism. Well, if it's 100% mechanism, that implies there's only one way. But could we shoot it with our left hand? Could we shoot it with the right hand? Could we get a ladder and dunk it? Could we close one eye and shoot it, close the other eye and shoot it, dribble once and shoot it, dribble twice and shoot it with one foot off the ground, shoot it with the other foot off the ground? Could we hop twice and then shoot it? Could we hop twice and then lay it up? Could we do around, right? There's millions of ways to do it. So if there's infinite ways to do it, what's anything divided by infinity? What's one number divided by everything? That's multiplied by infinity. What's any number over divided by infinity? It's zero pretty much. Like what's 1 divided by 1? 1. 1 divided by 10 is 0.10. 1 divided by 100 is 0.01, right? So what's 1 divided by 1? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I got on all the walls and the library is going to get mad at us. That would equal what, basically? 0, 0, 0, 0. So it's basically 0. So if there's infinite ways to do it, then the mechanism is not nearly as important, and the mechanism goes to 0. So if simple math, the mechanism is 0, then what does the intention have to be? 100. So in other words, if someone they have a ladder and they could dunk the basket, but they have no intention of dunking the basket, are they ever going to shoot it? But let's suppose they're shooting for hours and they can't make it, but they're committed 100%. They're going to make this basket no matter what it takes. They'll go get the ladder and put it in, or they'll shoot until they make it. Does that make sense? So in other words, it's intention equals results. So you want the good news or the bad news? It's all good news, as Rhonda said, which I love. But do you want the good news or the tough news? If intention equals results, then results equals... So do you want to know what your true intention in life has been? Look at your results. Whatever results you currently have in life, that is your subconscious intention that you've been intending to produce. So for me, my weight, I've been saying, oh, I want to lose weight. But the result is I'm carrying extra weight. You know what the truth is? My real intention has been to lose weight as long as I can eat and drink whatever I want and enjoy myself along the way. It hasn't been really to produce a certain body shape. It's been to produce a certain enjoyment of food. Nothing's wrong with it. All we're doing is we're using our results to dig for what our true intentions are. Does this make sense? Now here's an asterisk on this, and it's this. If God wants your life different, it's going to be different. I don't care what you do. The other one is, I believe there's a devil, and if you don't know how to protect yourself or get God's covering, you're sitting duck, and too many people out there don't have God's covering, and so things are going sideways, and they're trying to change things, and I say trying because they're not. And things are going different. Now, double asterisk, though, for people who believe in God. Some of them go, oh, it's just God's will. But they say, oh, I want to make $1 million, but I haven't. It must be God's will. But meanwhile, all they did was sit on their couch and pray. Their true intention was to have $1 million only if God put it in their lap while they were sitting on their couch praying. Whereas if they had the intention to go learn and change their subconscious programming and apply themselves and grow a business, then we could see what their intention is. Does this make sense? You guys track with me? Now, here's the scary thing about this. When the recession turned and my business crashed and I'm going through all these foreclosures, everything's happening. I'm like, intentions equal result. My life is falling apart. Therefore, my intentions are horrible. And I'm beating myself up. And I'm like, there's got to be something more to this. So I started thinking, and I looked up the definition of intention. Can anyone define intention for me? No. It's really hard. Basically, it's an intended outcome. What? So I started reading more definitions of intention, and here's what I got. Intention is result you want to produce, and that result guides your actions, your planned actions. Is this starting to look familiar? And being truly intentional means you declare a result, and then your emotions, your beliefs, and actions line up in accordance with the result. That's being truly intentional. So I'm looking at this, and people are talking about intention equals result and all this stuff. I'm like, well, but really it's your actions and beliefs and emotions equal your result. What you think and what you do and how you feel about it. Because I also believe, law of attraction and prayer and stuff. Like, if you really feel good about a result, if you want to meet someone like at a networking event, if you're feeling horrible, well, that will show up in the way you hold your body and the way you talk, and the result will be you don't meet anybody. But if you feel really great about meeting people, well, that will show up in the way you hold your body and the way you talk, and you meet people. Is this making sense? So it's emotions, beliefs, actions equal the result. So I started thinking, if emotions, beliefs, actions, where do we get our emotions, beliefs, and actions? Where did all of this come from? Our learning experiences, our subconscious, our programming, could we say it's all our conditioning? It's everything that's happened to us from conception. I mean, I've worked with people and done regressions where they remember being in the womb and things that happened. One person I worked with had a fear of dark water. She remembered being in the womb and mom and dad were having a fight and she could hear it and she felt helpless to do anything about it. And so she anchored helplessness to dark water and hence had a fear of being in lakes and stuff. Then she remembered this, broke that, and now, she's fine in lakes and stuff. She's not afraid of swimming now. So, could you just call this conditioning? It's yes, your paradigm is your conditioning. Yes, I love to use paradigm because I use that word. It's conditioning equals, it's like you're reading from my book. Conditioning equals results. So if someone is the way they are, why are they the way they are? It's because of their conditioning. Now, for the sake of learning, we could break it down: emotions, beliefs, actions, because actions also represent their body. If we put a chemical into their body, like caffeine, or we put cocaine, or we put heroin, or we put a big depressant into their body, will that change their current condition? And then will that change the results they're producing? If we get them healthier and eating better food, will that change their physical condition? Will that change the results they're producing? If we change the words they say to themselves and out loud, will that change the condition of their thought process? And then will that change the results? If we can go into the subconscious. Now, here's the subconscious part. So let me first route this. Can you guys buy this in conditioning equals results? Everybody say that, please. Conditioning equals results. Thank you. If conditioning equals results, then you could look at your results to tell what your current conditioning is, right? So here's really cool. If you want to change your results, that's the Greek symbol for change used in mathematics. If you want to change your results, then what do you need to change?
Conditioning?
Yes, your conditioning. If you want to change your results, all you have to do is change your conditioning. And if you change your conditioning, you automatically change your... And now here's a great thing. If we could put God's Word in through reading the Bible or talking to people or communicating, if you can change your emotions and beliefs and actions in accordance with what God says, in other words, if we put God-sized conditioning in, then what will you get on the other side automatically? God-sized results. And that's when things just happen miraculously. Cool or cool? So if you wanted to now, let me take this a little bit deeper for a moment. For most of us, it's the emotions that run the show, right? It's not the actions, it's not the beliefs, it's the emotions. And the emotions are where we experience our subconscious conditioning. So our emotional state, our body senses something and fear comes up, or if we feel really affection for something, this is where we experience our subconscious. Now in the Bible, God says above all a whole bunch of times. Only once does he say above all else. He says, above all else, guard your heart, for out of your heart is the wellspring of life. So what I maintain is it's really the condition of your heart equals your results. So what we do in hypnosis, what we do in seminars, what we do in emotional reprogramming, what we do in getting people to plug in with the right community or church or books, we're changing the condition of their heart, and that changes their results. And then the last that I want to leave you with is this. Because some people say, oh, it's hard for me to change. That's just who I am. So let me ask you a question. If conditioning equals results, then who are people? If conditioning equals results, then who is someone? Who are they? Yeah, they're just a function of their conditioning. So ready? This is going to be radical for some of you guys. You notice it says equal signs? And the reason it says equals is if we change one, we change them all. If we change the way you feel, it changes the way you talk and the way you act. If we change the way you talk and act, it'll change the way you feel and the results you produce. So let's have these markers represent. This represents my results. This represents my actions. This represents my beliefs. And this represents my emotions. You guys got that? So these are my markers, and they represent my what?
Emotions, beliefs, actions, results.
Thank you. So these represent my emotions, beliefs, actions, results, right? So these represent my emotions, beliefs, actions, results. So you ready? Are these me? You could say these are me, right? I mean, they're my emotions, beliefs, actions, results. So ready? Are these me? Are they? Okay, ready? Are these markers me? I'll do it again. Ready? Are these markers me? No. What am I doing under these markers? And literally, what am I doing with these markers right now? Literally, I'm holding these markers. Are these markers me? But for this example, these markers represent emotions, beliefs, actions, results. But these literally are expo markers, right? Are these markers me? Are these markers me, literally? No, I'm doing what again? I know I'm being redundant, but I want to make the point land. So these markers aren't me. I'm what? Doing what to them? So here's the part that's going to blow you away and make it easy for you to change. Is this you? Your emotions, beliefs, and actions are no more you than these markers are me. These markers are no more who I am than my emotions, beliefs, actions, and results are who I am. I'm currently doing what to these markers? And what am I currently doing with my emotional state, my beliefs, and my actions and my results? I am holding them. I'm holding on to them. And if they don't work for me anymore, what can I do? I can change them. So for the sake of learning the lesson, we say that there's 4 markers, but it's really just conditioning equals results. So what I can do is I can say, oh, here's my markers. Here's my emotions, beliefs, actions, results. Here's what I'm currently doing. Here's what I'm currently thinking. Here's what I'm currently feeling. Here's the results I'm currently producing. And if they don't work for me anymore, I could simply put them down and pick up a better marker. Pick up better emotions, better beliefs, better actions, and better results. Cool or cool? So all we do in life to change our life is we put down what doesn't work and we pick up what works. So where did your marker first come from? Your conditioning. So if someone's result that they're producing in life is massively negative, it's a function of their massively negative conditioning. So how much should we beat that person up? No, because it's just there. Am I giving you the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card? I sure am. Next time your wife's mad at you about something, honey, I had no clue. It was just my conditioning. But what I am giving you is the ultimate responsibility too, because once you realize that this conditioning doesn't work, now it's your onus to do what you have to do to change the conditioning to produce the results that you want to produce. But there doesn't need to be any more attachment to this. Like I say, I want to draw a blue happy face, and I go like this. Then a coach can go, you said you wanted blue? Yeah, I wanted blue. Well, that looks brown. Well, if I find out I'm doing it wrong, what should I do? Take it really personally? Oh, how could you say that? I've been drawing with this marker my whole life. The reason people take it personally is they hold the markers right here, and when the coach points at the mark. As a coach, can I ever coach you? Can I ever coach you? This is a trick question. Can I ever coach you? Even that, can you coach you? If I let go of the markers and I remove the emotions, beliefs, actions, results, what am I? If you took away emotions, beliefs, actions, results, what's left? Actions is body. Beliefs is up here. Emotions, how I feel. If I remove all of that, what am I? Spirit or dead. You are not a human having a spiritual experience. You're a spirit having a human experience. If you released all this, this is ego, this is worldly stuff, it would be just spirit. Is spirit imperfect or is spirit perfect? Perfect. Spirit's part of God. Spirit is perfect. So underneath all of this, we're perfect. So what I'm saying to you is, this isn't you. This is just what you've learned on this physical plane, consciously and subconsciously, for however many years you've been alive or since inception. Making sense? So what I'm saying is, I can never coach you. All I can ever coach is your... That's all. So is there ever a reason to take anything personally ever again? I'm not saying we don't. I'm not saying I don't fall into the trap. But one of the ways I can change really quick is I go, you know what? I'm producing this result. This result's not what I wanted to produce. What emotion, belief, or action was off? And then when I discover it, instead of taking it personally, I go, ah! I say I want to draw a blue happy face, and it comes out brown, and say HB says, hey man, that looks brown to me. Then I get to go, oh, holy crap, I wonder how long I've been drawing. I thought it was... And then I put down what doesn't work, and then I pick it up, and I go for it again, and then I get it perfect. No? Oh, wait, I messed that one up. Let me do it again. What I really meant to do was... And how much drama or trauma do we have to have? Nothing. So what I'm saying to you all is, and we use the 4 as a example to make it easier to shift. What I'm saying is this isn't you. You are not your emotions. You are not your beliefs. You are not your actions. You're not results. You are not who you think you are. Who you are is perfect. Who you are is spirit. And if there's a part of life that's not working for you, just change your markers. Just change your markers. By the way, this includes, even for me, what my dad said to me, or what I made it mean that my dad went to the Vietnam War and he got shot down. He was a prisoner of war. What I heard was, you're not good enough, you're not loved, I'm going to war without you. Because if he really loved me, he would have taken me, but he didn't take me, so it meant I wasn't lovable. But I'm the one who programmed myself with all those markers, and those markers drew some really ugly pictures for a long time. But now I have to go, that's not the truth. The truth is, and I get to choose the truth. And this is where the God-sized conditioning comes in. I believe if we'll condition ourselves with how God sees us, that's the best. Like God says, you're worth dying for. You're amazing. You're incredible. You're one of a kind. I have plans for you. Everything's going to work out great. When I put those words and conditioning in, everything gets better. Thank you guys for coming today. This is awesome. Thank you. Thank you.